Other backward class caste movements. The emergence of backward castes as political entities has occurred both in the colonial and post-colonial period. The colonial state often issued patronage on the basis of caste. It made sense for people to stay within their caste for social and political identity in institutional life. So, backward classes and castes were given more importance in the political arena in the colonial as well as post-colonial period. This influence of the caste and this patronage given to the caste has made sense of people to stay within their caste for social and political identity in institutional life. It also influenced similarly placed caste groups to unite themselves and to form what has been termed as horizontal stretch, and this also created a feeling of unity among the caste to remain in their caste for their political benefit and for their social benefits. This is called as horizontal stretch. Caste thus began to lose its ritual contents and become more and more secularized for political mobilization. And in this way, caste became secular in the sense to become political for the sake of political mobilization. The term backward classes has been in use in different parts of the country since the late 19th century. It began to be used more widely in Madras Presidency since 1872. In the princely state of Mysore since 1980 and in Bombay Presidency since 1925. From the 1920s, a number of organizations united around the issue of caste sprang up in different parts of the country. These included the United Province Hindu Backward Class League, All India Backward Class Federation, All India Backward Class League. In 1954, 88 organizations were counted working for the backward classes. The increasing visibility of both Dalits and other backward classes has led to a feeling among sections of upper caste that they are being given short shrift. So when the and more importance was given to the Dalits and other backward classes, the upper section of the society, that is the upper caste, started feeling that their interests in the eyes of the politicians or the Indian political scenario is declining. The government, they feel, does not pay any heed to them because they are numerically not significant enough, and they started feeling that because of a low number of their caste or of their community, they are being ignored by the government. Sociologists recognize that such a feeling does not exist, and then we need to scrutinize to what extent such an expression is grounded on empirical facts. The tribal movement. Most of the tribal movements have been largely located in the so-called tribal belt in Middle India, such as the Santals, Hos Urans, Mundas in Chota Nagpur, now Jharkhand, and the Santhal Pargana. The social movements of Jharkhand had a charismatic leader in Biswa Munda an Adivasi who led a major uprising against the British. His memory has still been kept alive, has continued to be a source of inspiration for generations. So, in the Chota Nagpur, now called as Jharkhand, over there Bisramunda, an Adivasi, was the person who brought up an uprising against the British, and his memory are still continue to be source of inspiration for generation. An educated middle class among the tribals was created by the Western education given by Christian missionaries. The tribals were given education by the Christian missionaries, and because of that education, middle class emerged amongst the an educated middle class emerged amongst the tribals. This education class developed the ethnic consciousness, awareness of their identity, culture, and customs, and they were the persons who were involved in developing consciousness and awareness of their identity, culture, and custom among its members. A sense of marginalization brought together the tribal population of South Bihar. They identified their common enemies: Dikus, migrant workers, moneylenders, the tribal population of, and they commonly identified their common enemy, that is the Dikus, the persons who were infiltrating in their areas and were treating them badly and were forcing them to get rid of the places where they were residing. And the migrant workers who were working on their habitats for getting jobs, for earning money, and the money lenders who were giving them loans at a higher rate of interest and who were snatching their lands from them. The Adivasis in the senior government jobs provided organizational intellectual leadership to the movement and negotiated and lobbied for the creation of their own state on the following issues of acquisition of land for large migration projects. And the Adivasis, who were senior government officials, they provided organizational intellectual leadership to the movement, and they negotiated and lobbied with the government for securing their statehood and for acquisition of the land which were taken away from them for large migration projects. Survey and settlement operations, help up camps closed, etc. Collection of loans, rent, and cooperative dues. Nationalization of forest produce. As far as the northeast tribes were concerned, main issue taken up were as certain as distinct tribal identity of the region, demanding of the traditional autonomy of tribes, misunderstanding and lack of communication, and until Indian mainstream society which needs to be bridged. Rights of the tribes to maintain their own social cultural institutions along with the connection with the rest of India. Anger of tribes became because of the loss of their forest land. Thus, tribal movements are good examples of social movements which incorporates many issues based on economic, cultural, and ecological. Earlier, many tribal regions of northeast showed tendencies of separating from India but today they have adopted a balanced approach of asking for autonomy with the framework of Indian institution. So, in this way, in the Northeast, the tribes were concerned more issues, concerned main issues were taken up as certain as distinct tribal identity of the region. Then the anger of the tribes because of the loss of their forest land was uprising, and they wanted in common that whatever sufferings have been made to them, they should be given some compensation on that ground, and they involved in travel movements for to portray the need of a special statehood and special recognitions in the political and social arena. Jharkhand is one of the newly formed state of India carved out of South Bihar in the year 2000. Behind the formation of this state lies more than a century of resistance. The social movement of Jharkhand had a charismatic leader in Bisra Munda, an Adivasi who led a major uprising against the British. After his death, Bisra became an important icon of the movement. Stories and songs about him can be found all over Jharkhand. The memory of Bisra's struggle was also kept alive by writing. Christian missionaries working in South Bihar were responsible for spreading literacy in the area.